Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much as always for stopping on by. Let's go ahead and move on in London Calling with side 3 of the album. We're going to finish out side 3, I should say. Let's just do the last 2 tracks together because Coca-Cola is only about 2 minutes long, not even. And then we'll just let it move on into the next track, which is The Card Cheats. Coca-Cola, I don't really drink soda that much. I drink soda on occasion, like when you go out to eat or something like that. And even still, I probably am going to prefer sweet tea. But otherwise, I don't really drink a lot of soda. And I never really did drink a lot of soda or anything like that. Or pop for you, those of you in the Midwest. All right, let's go ahead and give it a listen. And Pepsi is a little bit better than Coca-Cola. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go.
Elevator going up in the gleaming corridor of the 51st floor. The money can be made if you really want some more. Executive decision, a clinical precision. Jumping from the windows filled with indecision. I get good advice from the advertising world. Treat me nice, party girl. Go get live where there isn't any, so free. Man,
what kind of Coke, though?
It's the pause that refreshes in the corridors of power. When top may need a top up long before the happy hour. Your snakeskin suit and your alligator boot. You don't need a long legs, you can take it to the vet. I get my advice from the advertising world. Treat me nice, just a party girl. Go get live where there isn't any, so free. Yeah, free. Coca-Cola advertising and cocaine.
That's so good.
Strolling down the Broadway in the rain. Neon lights are crazy. I read it in the paper, they're crazy. Yes, it's your life. Maybe so in the White House. I know, all over Berlin. They do it for years. And in Manhattan, coming through the door is a Snub-Nose 44. The barrel can't snort, it can spatter on the floor. Your eyeballs feel like pinballs and your tongue feels like a fish. You're leaping from the window saying, don't give me nothing. Coquette life, advertising world. Oh, treat me nice, it's the party girl. Coquette life, where there isn't any, so freeze. Man, freeze. Hit the deck.
Man, they're so good. Okay, so first of all, listening to the song itself, first of all, I don't know what kind of Coca-Cola they're talking about, but they're talking about something. The song, doesn't it have a kind of commercialized sound? Like, not only does it sound like, I guess you could argue commercial in like the poppiness-ish of it, but I mean more like it actually sounds like a song that's playing satire of an actual commercial, which I think kind of works its way into the lyrics with the whole corporate kind of, I don't know, white-collar fantasy, but going the wrong direction. I think there's some stuff going on there. But like the music just sounds like a commercial, especially like the backing harmonies and like the way that those come in behind Strummer. The bass playing is wonderful in here. It moves so well. It moves like a snake moving through the corporate world. That's we'll put it. Topper's great. The guitar is great. Everything in there is just wonderful. But I just like the approach in the singing, especially like I said, with those background harmonies. And as always, their energy is just unfounded. The lyrics on here, like I said, it doesn't end well. Elevator going up in the gleaming corridor of the 51st floor. The money can be made if you really want some more. Executive decision at clinical precision. Jumping from the windows filled with indecision. I get good advice from the advertising world. Treat me nice, party girl. Coke adds life where there isn't any. So freeze, man, freeze. Like I said, I don't know what kind of Coke he's talking about, but he sure is talking about one. It's the pause that refreshes in the corridors of power when top men need a top up long before the happy hour. Your snakeskin suit and your alligator boot, you don't need a laundrette, you can take him to the vet. Coca-Cola advertising and cocaine, strolling down the Broadway in the rain. Neon light sign says it, I read it on the paper, they're crazy. Yeah, suit your life, maybe so in the White House, I know. All over Berlin, they do it for years. And in Manhattan. And then here's where it kind of turns. Coming through the door is a Snub-Nose 44. The barrel can't snort, it can spatter on the floor. That's a great line. It can't snort, but it can for sure make a splatter. Your eyeballs feel like pinballs and your tongue feels like a fish. You're leaping from the windows saying, don't give me none of this. Well, this is like, I've never seen the movie, but it sounds like a kind of Wolf of Wall Street kind of thing, where like it's corporate world, corporate greed, cocaine parties, getting to the top floor, and then it all just comes crashing down, just very quickly with a great fall. Let's move on into the next track here, which is going to be the card cheat. Here we go. I like how throughout this song, Topper has kind of kept this little bit of marching atmosphere. Definitely in the beginning, obviously in the outro, but even in the midst and the meat of the song, you would hear little snare patterns that were kind of like marching towards. And I just really like how he inserted that without necessarily relying on it and making that the drum structure that the song would rely on. The song also had a little bit of like an islandy kind of sound. Like, I don't want to say reggae or dancehall or anything like that, but like there was definitely a sound in there, specifically from Mick on the piano, of which his piano playing was gorgeous throughout here. I like how you can get so much breadth out of it, and you could really feel him playing, and it had a little bit of a solo spot there amongst the horns, which were also a really great addition into the music, just the way that they backed up from the depths of tubas to The trumpets, like, it went from exuberant to something a little bit more subtle there in the break. And of course, everything around it is phenomenal, as you would really just expect from the Clash. Let's see. There's a solitary man crying, hold me. And that's what I was saying, like, with that melody. Where is that melody from? Because I've heard it, and that's what's kind of giving me, like, islandy vibes. All right. There's a solitary man crying, hold me. It's only because he's a lonely. And if the keeper of time runs slowly, he won't be alive for long. If he had only had time to tell of all the things he had planned, with a card up his sleeve, what would he achieve? It means nothing. To the opium dens and barroom gin, in the Belmont chair playing violin. The gambler's face cracks into a grin, as he lays down the king of spades. But the dealer just stares, there's something wrong here, he thinks. The gambler is seized and forced to his knees and shot dead. That's what you get for, shouldn't be keeping cards up your sleeve, you know? But the dealer just stares. There's something wrong here. I read that part. He only wanted more time away from the darkest door, but his luck, it gave in as the dawn light crept in. And he lay on the floor. From the 100-Year War to the Crimea, with a lance and a musket and a Roman spear, to all of the men who have stood with no fear in the service of a king. I like that, in the service of a king, and it was the king of spades that brought him down, did him in. Before you met your fate, be sure you did not forsake your lover, may not be around anymore. And then it repeats, there's a solitary man crying, hold me. It's only because he's lonely, and if the keeper of time runs slowly, he won't be alive for long. You're running low on time. Let's put it like that. Run low on time. Don't cheat. That's the lesson. All right, let me know what you guys thought of the songs. You can let me know in the comments below. You can follow me over on Twitter. Support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, for listening to the music alongside with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.